Excuse me, sunshine was certainly misleading today. A look at a beautiful shot from the Opera House camera in Newberry as we look towards, I believe it's College and Harrington Streets. The high was only 30 though, so that's sunshine, hence the misleading term. 20 right now in Newberry, and as we take a look at about the last 5 hours, a gorgeous sunset has taken us into a frigid night, not only in Newberry, but really across the Midlands. So we take a look at more locations. 26 in Lexington County at our Batesburg site by Scana after a high of 28 degrees, 19 in the city at Heathwood Hall. They saw a high of 34 at Heathwood Hall. Pillion Middle School 15 right now after a high right at the freezing mark, and 23 at our newest WeatherBug site in Irmo at the Academy of Environmental Sciences, 33. The high temperature there. Now the wind chill values are true to the actual temperature. That means that when you step outside and you can see the air temperatures in the teens and 20s, it feels like what the air temperature is. Why is that? Well, we don't have winds right now to really mix things up in the atmosphere, so that's helping to keep things a little bit more bearable. On top of that, the air is very dry outside, so that's also good news. Now we're taking a look at the national map because temperatures for about the 20th day or so continuing to be the weather story here. But notice that compared to last night where we saw some numbers that were at 0 and below 0 throughout the Great Lakes region and that colder air was spilling this way, well, that colder air mass has obviously made it here, but warmer air to our west, you can already see Minneapolis at 33 compared to below 0 last night. That warmer air is going to continue to shift towards the Palmetto State just in time for the weekend. So that also means that wind chill readings that are still pretty frigid out there will begin to improve as far as what it feels like on your body as we head through the weekend. In fact, I've got basically a Future Watch version indicating the temperatures. Warmer air by the green air mass, the blues indicating the colder air mass, and then I've got the jet stream because it's the dividing line. Watch as this starts to push to the north. As that happens, courtesy of that southwesterly wind, you start to get the warmer temperatures to push back in. And that means that Saturday, although we're still below normal, it's going to be very comfortable compared to the last couple of days. These yellows indicating some warmer air. This line right here would indicate the freezing point. Temperatures at or below 32 degrees are north of this line, and this line continues to retreat to the north. And then as we go to the overnight hours, it's still going to be relatively chilly. That's to be expected, but daytime highs at least getting out of the 30s back into the 50s. So something to look forward to as far as the comfortable temperatures compared to the last couple of days. Future Watch starting at 11 tonight, 5 a.m. I think we'll have a few more clouds than the map is indicating right now, as I'll call for a partly cloudy sky that will be with us for the first half of the day, turning mostly cloudy by the afternoon. Again, model I think overdoing it at this point with the cloud cover here. The higher elevations though, if you're heading up towards the Appalachians, likely getting a little bit of snowfall, while we're just going to see some clouds. Yes, there is a big question about snowfall in our forecast, and I'll show you that in the 7-day coming up in just a moment. As far as tonight, 14 frigid degrees. Winds southwesterly though, so the wind chill values at most about a degree to 3 degrees cooler than this. So at worst, I only think it may feel like about 11 in the city. I say at worst because if the winds were stronger, we could be talking about wind chill readings at or below 0. Not the case. Do think we'll have some clouds in the morning and a mostly cloudy sky, but 53 has never felt so good, right? After 40s and 30s the last couple of days, it will also be windy in the afternoon hours with the southwesterly wind. 7-day forecast, 50s through the weekend, another blast of Arctic air, and this one comes down to timing. We've got an area of low pressure that's going to develop just off the coast. That helps to bring up moisture from the ocean, and given the timing of this front, it could interact with that, and if temperatures obviously hovering around that 32-degree mark do verify, well, we could see the potential of light snow Tuesday night. Now, there are a number of apps out there. There's like 10,000 weather apps, and I cannot tell you how many people have, which I appreciate, been emailing, texting me, all these things, these screenshots of them asking about it. And the reason I bring that up is because a lot of these apps over-embellish the forecast. And some of them only pull from one model. So every hour, if you look at it, it may show something different in a changing weather scenario. The WACH Fox app, our app, it pulls the forecast that I show on air. So that's why you may see a huge contrast from I'm not going to name any names because there are some good ones out there, and I don't want to get sued. But but some of these are overdoing it right now. These automated apps. So I appreciate people asking me. You can always do that: Facebook, Twitter, email, and we will answer these questions. But some of these apps are really overdoing it right now.
I like little. And you said we broke a record today.
We did a record for the coldest high temperature on this day. 33 degrees was our high.
Wow.
Well, that was
winter.
1 degree above freezing.
Yep.
It didn't seem that bad, like you said earlier in the day. The sun was deceiving.
But you know, the dry air too.
Yeah.
Not a lot of moisture out there, so you step outside, and as the winds are relatively calm, it makes it fairly bearable compared to other parts of the country.
It was pretty bad today. Tonight, especially.
Well, tonight,
put a coat on.
Yes.
Well, tonight,
I had a coat on. It was still bad.
Yep.
Thank you, sir.
Well, thank you, Henry. Well,